Sorry, Darkin. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, I need to recenter myself. Okay, sorry about
You mean
that.
first?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of news and updates. Please welcome your hosts, Laurel and Donna.
Yeah! Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, so good to be here. I am Laurel, and we are here to share with you the news from around AltSpace VR community. I need to say it again like we did last week. I'd like to introduce, but I introduced her in the best way possible. Here's Donna.
Thanks, Laurel. Hello, everyone. I'm Donna McTee, and here to help host another in our third year delivering you the news from around the AltSpace VR community. We've got events and worlds and news to share with you from the past week and into the next. So let's get this going. Oh, let's start with some news. Last week, we arrived fresh from the WebXR Poly Awards, and we promised to share some of the winners. It was an amazing celebration of the brightest and the best in WebXR technology, development, and design. And these people and companies deserve our attention.
They do. The Lifetime Achievement Award went to 3JS creator Ricardo Gabella, known as Mr. Doob. He is a self-taught computer graphics programmer whose amazing creativity and work ranges from simple interactive digital toys like Google Gravity, Ball Pool, and Harmony to full interactive experiences like Johnny Cash Project, The Wilderness Downtown, and Rome. Oh, you've got to see Rome's if you haven't seen Rome, it's amazing. All those are incredible. He specializes in developing open source libraries, tools, and like 3JS and Frame.js and Stats.js, and it just helps make design and development easier to tap into these libraries and definitely simpler. So congrats to Mr. Doob, the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Now, Framework of the Year went to Troy K. JS, the JavaScript tools that create interactive graphics in the web browser in 3D, and WebGL for data visualization use cases, taking data and making it not just 3D, but highly interactive. Now, the multi-user experience of the year went to Mozilla Hubs for their outstanding worlds and virtual experiences using WebXR technology. Innovation of the year went to ECSY, an experimental entity component system for the web. Laurel, do you guys hear Laurel? Am I? Give me
Nope.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm sorry. I hit mute suddenly came on. All right. Game of the year was Stromline by Tower Max Fitness, an interactive WebXR social meeting platform. We've posted a list of the award winners in our news and updates discords. You can check out all the innovations and the innovators. And congratulations to all. What an amazing thing.
Next, we are so excited to have Microsoft Ignite not just return for more than a sample social event, but for many events this year in AltSpace VR. The opening keynote is set for Tuesday, March 2nd, with Microsoft CEO Satya, sorry, how do you say his name?
Nadella.
Did I say his first name right?
Satya
Yeah.
Nadella.
That person, and mixed reality technical fellow Alex Skipman discussing their vision for the future of mixed reality and the Microsoft Cloud. Microsoft Ignite is the largest gathering of technology leaders and practitioners. The keynote already has almost 2,500 RSVPs. Here are some things you need to know about this event and its impact on AltSpace VR.
First, you must log in through a Microsoft account to attend the event. This is supposed to unlock some new features designed especially for the event. If you have not completed the Microsoft account link, do so. Go to the main menu, Me, and follow the instructions. Not now, after the show.
Now, second, only official build versions of AltSpace VR are supported, which excludes Mac 2D, excluding Mac 2D users. We believe that this is because of their use of the Microsoft account links and special effects and features not being Mac compatible. We want to be very clear on this information. Mac users will not be able to enter the event, but all normal access to AltSpace VR for Mac users continues forward. It is not a dismissal of Mac 2D users, but a technical limitation for whatever magic they are releasing for the event. And just to be clear, you also have to have a Microsoft account in order to do this. So you will also be excluded if you do not have a Microsoft account.
Absolutely. Link to the Microsoft account, link to your AltSpace account. Indeed. Third, and most important to event hosts. Hosts have been notified that due to the overwhelming anticipated influx of new arrivals in AltSpace VR, there may be server load and performance issues. They are working to anticipate everything and warn us that this is part of the process. So please report issues through the standard reporting process and know that this is only for a few days. It's a great stress test for AltSpace VR, and it's held up before, and we expect it will hold up again.
Now, we're very excited about Microsoft Ignite and the potential for mixed reality as it impacts all of us and our future in immersive technologies. We'll do our best to keep you informed during Ignite in our news and updates Discord on news and information as our reporters gather it.
Mm-hmm. Now, come on in down the hallway, find a seat, make yourself comfy. We've got plenty of news for you right from around the AltSpace community. Now, in other AltSpace update news, last week, AltSpace made updates to improve the audio quality for musicians and DJs performing in 2D PC. This is so exciting. If you are playing music with a microphone or using a virtual input, AltSpace VR recommends turning off the audio filter in settings audio to improve the audio quality and experience. Then turn it back on when you're done. But remember, the over-the-ear headphones, seriously, over-the-ear headphones are required when using 2D at all times to avoid that echo and feedback. And our ears appreciate it when you do. So musicians and DJs, hot news for you.
And just take note, I get a lot of people that try to use earbuds. And it's not that you cannot hear with earbuds. The problem is we can't hear you successfully with earbuds, even, right? So just keep in mind that those over the ear headphones really increase not only your experience with AltSpace, but also those around you. A
And
few weeks
Bluetooth.
ago,
Avoid the Bluetooth headphones.
yes.
Also get issues too. So get that USB plug, man. Those are the best ones, the gamer ones. If you're going to go 2D. Good point, Donna.
Now, a few weeks ago, AltSpace VR upgraded all events to allow front row to be enabled by the event host and increase the room cap to 50, along with a new option to bring that number down to something a little more manageable for certain kinds of events and worlds. If you're used to having 10 or 15 people in your event because it's small and intimate and you like that, having 50 could be a massive change and maybe not a welcome one. I'm just curious, how many people actually played with the number of participants? Throw up emojis if you played with the number of participants in the last week. So you guys, this is something that's really beneficial to event hosts.
It really is. I lowered down a couple of my events, and I was so grateful. The event just doesn't work when you have that many people. So it's nice having that option. You're right. Now, for those unfamiliar with Front Row, it is a powerful event feature that adds audience scalability to events, allowing you to host 10 people to 1,000 people easily. Event hosts, please remember that you need to have at least 2 moderators per mirrored room for those public events.
A bug in Front Row is known, and the team is working on resolving it. The problem is causing the on-air feature for Front Row events to turn itself off randomly. On-air allows the speaker to be seen across the mirrored spaces and is essential to a successful Front Row event. It is recommended that you use a host zone in the presentation area of your event, and the speakers keep the host tools menu open to keep an eye on the on-air button.
Now, this week's Meet the Program Owner, Katie Law, repeated the emphasis again that AltSpace VR was putting all their effort into stabilizing and building features of all types. The community has spoken out over the years, turning this social entertainment platform into a thriving events platform, and they are racing to bring us the best innovations in event production. In spite of the bugs, these bugs, this comes with live development. They're not shutting it down so they can update. They're letting us live in this, okay? So you got to give them some credit. As buggy as it can be, AltSpace is still the envy of the metaverse with its powerful event hosting, moderation, and front row features, as well as their safety and security features that we want in the real world, like the personal space bubble, muting, and blocking those bothersome users. God, I want that in the real world, please. The democracy of event hosting is the bright shining star in the metaverse, as AltSpace VR supports huge events like Microsoft Ignite and Reggie Watts, as well as classrooms, meetups, social hangouts for just a few people. All are welcome here for free, which is also amazing and so appreciated. So those of you in the hallway, come on in. There's plenty of seats all over the place. Just come on in, find a spot. Thanks. Welcome.
Now, just a note about bugs. One of the things that I have the absolute privilege of hosting 101s 4 times a week. And one of the things that I tell new users in AltSpace is that you are not early adopters. You are pioneers. That you are helping the AltSpace community. So as I welcome them to the community, that you are helping the community test things. You go through new features taken away, bugs, reporting things. These are all part of the pioneer experience that is building what will be social VR in 2 or 3 years. So that's part of the pioneer experience. So you guys, as annoying as bugs are, that is part of being able to say to your friends, your children, your grandchildren, I was there when. This is an amazing time to be in
We were in the virtual
AltSpace.
wagon train. We were in the virtual
Yeah.
wagon train riding across the frontier.
So as frustrating as bugs can be, that is literally where we find ourselves in the time of VR. So let's move on to world building. If you haven't
Talk
tried
about
ancient,
bugs.
yeah.
Sorry.
If you haven't tried Ancient I Won't Say's new AltSpace VR Unity uploader, please do it. He's just released another new update. It's powerful and easy to use, a tool that works independent of operating systems. Help spread the word across the world building community, as this is a wonderful and generous gift to our community for uploading your Unity templates and kits easily for Android and Windows, Mac versions with a couple of clicks. Thanks so much, Ancient. We've shared the link in our News and Updates Discord server, so check it out.
Yay. Now, remember that Educators in VR has started a World Builders team project and is inviting world builders to help them build worlds for educators, for students, researchers, and more. We want to showcase the possible in immersive education, and we are looking for generous world builders to help us make that dream come true. Join the Educators VR Discord by going to educatorsinvr.com and checking out the Discord link there, and look for the World Building Team Project channel. The next meetup is March 5th. There's plenty of seats, folks. Come on in.
Now, this week, we met someone starting another How to Build an AltSpace VR event and Facebook group. It seems the message isn't getting out that there already exists many world building events and groups. Let's clearly identify these so you may spread the word to others to invite them to join. The AltSpace VR Discord features an active group of channels to discuss all aspects of world building, from beginners to advanced Unity techniques. It is supported by some of the best builders and designers in AltSpace VR, and no better source for help. A simple search will turn up tons of answers, and if that doesn't work, you can post a question. Just ask.
The Wednesday World Tours team helps world builders of all levels expand their creativity with monthly world building themes as they meet every single week here in AltSpace. Their weekly tours cover a wide selection of worlds, and they challenge builders to take that knowledge and build for themselves based on the lessons that are learned at each tour. Each month, they host an event to encourage world builders to build. And this month, the theme is galleries and exhibits. Throughout the month, they'll be hosting tours with examples to help you understand that this is harder. A gallery and exhibit is much harder to build than you think it is, and yet it's really easy too. On the last Wednesday of the month, they will take your suggested worlds and the built worlds that you have suggested to them and brought to them and tour them, showcasing the creativity right here in AltSpace VR.
Now, on Tuesdays, Daisy Shaw leads world tours across the diversity of AltSpace VR as well, inspiring people to push world building to its limits. And I get asked so often about where to start with world building with new people. And I would say world tours is always what I recommend for the Tuesdays and Wednesdays, meeting the community of people that want to build worlds like you do and being able to interact with world builders. That is a priceless experience.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you're in a more advanced builder and you're ready to dive into MREs and deeper interactivity and animation in Unity, the regular SDK meetups are for you. They are designed for more advanced world building discussions. Check them out.
Many longtime world builders and educators host events here in AltSpace VR on world building at all levels. For example, Dragon has started an introduction to MRE coding, such a popular topic and conversation. So started coding with the next event happening this coming Thursday. And check out the classes with the computer science and VR team for free. There's also paid classes that take it up a notch, and workshops with Carnivore and others.
Mm-hmm. Now, we understand that Unity continues to offer free classes on the Unity website. Please take advantage of these before they go back under the paywall to learn as much as you can about creating worlds with Unity and importing them into AltSpace VR. This is literally just the tip of the iceberg. Many users have also created videos that walk you through step by step on YouTube on how to build your world in AltSpace VR.
Don't forget the help.altvr.com knowledge base list setup, step-by-step tutorials and instructions on how to build your world and to make it compatible with events, and to look to community helpers, the people with the green border around their badge and that heart in the top left corner. Many are experienced world builders willing to answer your questions. There are no end of resources available on world building in AltSpace VR. We also love showcasing new worlds here at News and Updates. Let's see what we've uncovered this week to share with you.
Yee. Moksha VR 2020 by
She'll be back. Just give her a sec. Well, maybe 7 seconds. She'll be back. Let's all throw up hearts and welcome her back. Everybody throw up hearts and let's welcome her back. She's coming back soon. I know she's coming back soon. I know she's coming back soon.
I am.
on.
Thank you.
Laurel.
All right. Okay. Moksha VR 2020 by JC Fractal is a VC VR gallery featuring 3 levels of group exhibitions with 2D works from international visionary artists, virtual reality gallery, and Android Jones Samskara Dome experience. It includes stuff from Mark Henson, Chris Dyer, Randall Roberts, and Morgan Mandela. Check that out. Really amazing.
Matty Boy's Dragster Race is designed for those that love speed and drag racing. You arrive in a dragster car and race at a speed to the end. Quite the thrill. Warning: if you are in VR and suffer from motion sickness, this may actually not be the world for you.
I had a little bit of woo, but so cool. Celebrity Big Brother UK House 2013 by Jammy Jam Jam brings the virtual reality or the reality TV show to virtual reality. That's too many realities. We can't have a reality TV show in virtual reality. That's just sick. That's just something broken there. Anyway, it is also part of the Big Sister events, and you may become a housemate just by turning up early on March 26th for their great social event.
Scourge, also known as Anthony, has built a replica world called Penzik, representing the annual event in the guise of a so-called war between the kingdoms of the East and the Middle of the Society for Creative Anarchism.
Anachronism.
That's
Oh,
the
I
one.
almost messed it up.
Penzik is one of the largest society events, with the attendance in recent years exceeding 10,000. This world features the battlefields and camps that host the event. A great work with Unity by one of our favorite world builders.
If you would like to see your world featured here, join our News and Updates Discord and paste a link in description to the world in our Share Your World in News channel. Now, we have heard from so many of you how much you appreciate the new Discord tips section. Thank you. Discord helps support our AltSpace VR community before, during, and between events and meetups, keeping the social going all the time. So if you have a tip on using Discord, please share it with us on our News and Updates Discord. And here's another one for you this week.
I love keyboard shortcuts. Not only do they make life easier, they make things more efficient. Discord is stuffed with tons of keyboard shortcuts, and you may create your own with key binding. Shift plus Escape marks everything red on the current server. Love that. Removes all of those annoying red notifications for posts that didn't require your attention.
Yeah. love that. Control E for Windows, Command E for Mac brings up those GIFs and emoji pickers that we need to help visually punctuate the meaning to our messages. By the way, just letting you know, if you ever get into a GIF war with our producer, Mark, you're in for a losing battle. He is a GIF warrior, and you want him on your side. I have lost many a battle to him. To see all the default shortcuts, use Control Windows or Command Apple key to see all the shortcuts come up on the screen.
Keybinds allow you to create your own. To access them, click the gear icon near your username at the bottom of the Discord interface and click on Keybinds. From there, explore and enjoy fun ways to make life easier all around with Discord. We will have more Discord tips in our news and updates server, and of course, back here next week.
Yay! Now it's time to call all of our community helpers. We love our community helpers. It's time for us to talk to you. We started last week to review the AltSpace VR community standards, a document that the community helpers should be very familiar with as part of their responsibilities include supporting and reporting in line with these standards. In many ways, this is our guidebook. Now, there's a section on personal space that's often overlooked, and we want to explore it today. It reads,
AltSpace VR is a truly unique environment. The power of the platform is the ability to communicate verbally with fellow users, but also to engage with them non-verbally through body gestures and the spatial positioning of your avatar. Like with real-world interaction, users in VR can feel social discomfort if those who are interacting with are violating normal real-world personal space. This may include the proximity of one avatar to another, the placement of motion-captured hands, arms or legs close to the avatar's face, or even a high-speed approach and passing of one avatar through another. 2D users have to be aware that those in VR experience these sensations very differently. If a user expresses discomfort with a particular behavior and the activity continues, this can be considered harassment and may result in account suspension or termination.
now let's talk about this for just a few minutes. Physical personal space is different for everyone. It's often defined by culture, society, and personal needs. We can tell we have a cluster by the door. There are plenty of seats. Come on in, find a seat. Come on down. Some appreciate in VR as well as in the real world touching and hugs. Others like a moat of distance around them virtually and in the real world. We need to appreciate both.
Always ask before touching someone is a rule in the real world as well as in virtual. We like adding, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Same things apply in the real world as in VR.
Remember the message on most of those car mirrors? Things may appear closer than they actually are. Same applies to VR users. When you come too close to someone, it often feels much closer than you actually are. So give people space. Use your personal space bubble as well to protect yourself and teach others to do the same.
So as an introvert and somebody who is very I have trouble in I'm claustrophobic and thought I would be different in VR than in the real world. I am not. And when people come close to me, it actually it just has such a crazy experience. Now keep in mind that distance is different in 2D and in headsets. So that's another thing to consider, that sometimes you may feel like you're not too close, but others may experience it closer because of we experience distance differently. Now, community helpers are often the first line of defense when it comes to reporting troublemakers and moderating events where there is often a user purposefully touching, and that's the difference. You may accidentally touch an avatar and you are not going to prison for it. But when you repeatedly do it on purpose, that's a whole different story. So sure, an avatar can't feel when you touch, and often they don't actually know it, but the people around them do, and you do. Make sure you let the person know this is unacceptable behavior. A simple head shake or finger wag usually does the trick if the person is muted.
Most of all, welcome new users with some quick, helpful guidelines. Most don't know they're doing something wrong. And these avatars, seriously, many people, especially younger users, they learn by touching and they just can't, we kind of look touchable. So they just need to be informed about what's acceptable for touch in VR, just like in the real world. We're here to help and learn from each other, and it begins with compassion and a helpful guidance of a community helper.
If you're interested in becoming a community helper, look for anyone with that green border around their name tag and a heart in the top left-hand corner and ask for information. If you are a community helper and would like to share some tips and information here to support the Community Helper program, please let us know after the show. Now, we're going to move on to AltSpace events. Let's start with a look back at the events over the past few weeks. Our reporters have been busy reporting on events. If you would like to become a news and updates reporter like them, please talk to us after the show. We'd love to have you join our crew.
Now, last Saturday, the Park Jam with Grandmaster Cause, Do It All, Edo, G, DJ Ellipse, and more partied out with hip hop from the 80s and with a great show and really fun times in a custom event world. It was great.
After that was Con and VR hosting their first VR art show, where artists and art enthusiasts and art buyers gathered to socialize and share their experiences as artists. It was a fascinating art show and mini festival right here in AltSpace VR. Last Sunday was the show with Golden Child with great performers in a new competition, one of many talent shows now here in AltSpace VR. We love showcasing these kinds of events for all to enjoy. There are types of events just like this one to show off your talents, whatever they may be. Now, Monday was the Indigenous Peoples in XR project. It was their second event here in AltSpace, a collaboration event with Educators in VR, the Georgian College, Silicon Hagen, AIRCD, Students in VR, and the Virtual World Society, among others, to form an open community of Indigenous peeps using VR, 3D, and immersive technologies to help with preservation of language, culture, and more. I have the privilege of being one of the founders of this group, and I can tell you this is going to be a really exciting project. I'm just so stoked that this is coming to AltSpace VR.
It is so exciting. On last Tuesday, Andy Fidel of Get Social Network discussed the lessons learned from hosting her 8-week, I think it was about 8 weeks, persistent social and event space, the Winter Festival in AltSpace VR, and beyond in the metaverse. She spoke for Educators in VR. The video is up on the Educators in VR YouTube channel and worth watching as the tips and lessons apply to so many of us event hosts. The Purim celebration, 5781, that's the year, celebrated the Jewish deliverance as told by Megillat Esther. Esther, as you call it, from the book of Esther. It commemorates a time when the Jewish people living in Persia were saved from extermination by the wicked Hammam scheme. What a great way to bring back history in VR and celebrate a long held tradition and holiday for Purim. Love it.
Oh, I have to tell you, I got to produce this event, and this celebration was totally new to me. And I have to tell you, if you ever get the opportunity, it is absolutely hilarious. The host of this show calls it the Halloween for Jewish people.
It is.
So it's so awesome. So
that's when they bring in Israel, they actually bring, and in New York and other places in Jewish communities, all the kids dress up in princesses and it's hysterical. It's everybody dresses up, and the ultra religious, it's their one day of the week they can cut loose.
Yes, they absolutely. And they shout all through the celebration. Everybody shouts at the mention of certain names and stuff. It's awesome. Now, Meet the Squibbles is a brand new children's book and was launched on Amazon yesterday. A few pages were read from the book, and the space showed off some of the artwork. You were also able to take part in a treasure hunt for a chance to get a free copy of the book. How awesome! I love that.
Love it. I love book launches here in AltSpace. They're wonderful. Computer science introduction is a new introduction of computer science with Merlin Oz, teaching about von Neumann's architecture and the characteristics of the CPU and embedded system. So check it out again. Gosh, we're so lucky to have these classes, to have intros, even paid classes stuff here in AltSpace, especially now, but always. So check this out as it comes back around on Friday for more information.
We Exist, Trans Stories, hosted another great event last Saturday for people to be themselves and shared their stories on how they lived and got strong. It was also a way for people to learn more about gender and trans, just to become generally more knowledgeable.
Love that. These are just a few of the many events that happen last week and every week. So now here in AltSpace, let's turn our attention to what's coming up this week. So you will rush to your events calendar and RSVP these events, and you don't miss a minute of the excitement right here in AltSpace.
After the news, Happy Hour at the Bricks with Aussie Guy is a great opportunity to socialize and meet new friends or just hang out with some old friends. We have so many social events here in AltSpace VR. Here's a few to consider throughout the coming week.
The Flock brings the award-winning documentary by Jonathan Blank to AltSpace VR in just a few hours called Sex, Drugs, and Bicycles. What a name. What a great name. It shows all the intriguing facets of the Netherlands' livelihoods and how different the US and Holland operate. There will be a Q&A afterwards with the filmmakers. Miss this great experience. I love it.
Dropping Jewels Radio focuses on Black culture, and tonight's show features freelance photojournalist Abdul Aziz to discuss the civil unrest in the US, especially as it relates to race. He's a photographer for the New York Times and Bloomberg Business Week. You guys, check this out. She's coming. She's coming. Okay. AICU channel presents a music and artistic community event tomorrow, inviting artists, photographers, painters, writers, and others to connect and share their artistry in this social experience. Tribe
going.
XR's DJ workshop is on tomorrow as well. A great opportunity to meet other DJers and learn from each other, especially how to DJ in VR.
Did they call themselves DJers?
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 I don't know.
I'm not sure. Should we feel like we need a vote. I love it. I like it. I like DJers. That's a beautiful one. I think it needs to be permanent. I love it. Tomorrow is a special event with virtual reality for good on abuse, crimes, racism, and abusive behavior in virtual reality and how to create innovative responses and handle cyberbullying in VR. A big no-no. Yay. And
Now-
I wanted to take the next one. Are you ready for the French? Or the Italian? You want to take it? I forgot.
That's okay. Go for it.
Okay. Ducia Charre in VR brings together Italian speakers to socialize and network in VR. Join Bionic Lumbax on Monday to connect with other Italian speakers. You want to finish that for me, please, Donna?
Remember, if you are fluent in a non-English language, please create a social group to speak in that language. I have to say that is a request that I get so often, whether it's as an event host or as a community helper, is where are the events in my language? I want events in my language. My often response is, excellent. I hope you create one, or we'll help you create one, because seriously, we need more of these. So there's so many here desperate to talk to others in their own language and to connect with people. This is just one of the many example events here, and we need more.
Monday, the Flock brings Oswin to perform live here in AltSpace VR with some fun sing-alongs, dancing, and other entertainment in Oswin's new theater. Also on Monday, educators and VR research team going to be showing off their new world. They're so excited. Learn what went into designing and developing the world and meet other researchers and educators exploring the potential of virtual reality in education and training.
As we mentioned earlier, Tuesday is also the keynote for Microsoft Ignite. Over 3,000 people are expected for this special event, and we want to remind you that a Microsoft linked login is required as is a Windows or Android device to ensure the special event features will work for you and enhance your experience. Alex Kipman of Windows Mixed Reality and Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, will be kicking off the conference here in AltSpace VR. Tuesday is also the next Man in the Middle talk show, which puts a man in the middle of 4 women to discuss life, culture, and relationships.
And Luke is back again to perform acoustic music on Tuesday. A longtime performer here in AltSpace. His concerts are to be experienced, and they're such great fun. So he takes you on a musical journey through the virtual space.
Thursday, the one and only Health Systems Chat brings us cobots, social robots, and intelligence and safety for robotists, focusing on the ACM/IEEE International Conference on Human Robots Interaction in Japan. With the amazing developments in AI and robotics, many are discussing whether or not it is time to revisit Asimov's robots rules to see if they actually still apply. Trust us, this will be a fascinating discussion,
Indeed.
as Chucks so often are.
They are. Thursday, the Flock brings us another Poetry in the Park event with Loco and Blue Moon, inviting the community to share their poetry or maybe read a favorite by someone else. Love it.
Simulation Nation brings Candice Huttier, a founder of Art Collision and co-director of ArtGate VR, to AltSpace VR to discuss their work and how they are helping artists find new ways to reach their audiences. Can I tell you, ArtGate VR is an awesome initiative. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Educators in VR has a variety of events this week and highlights, including Students in VR on Wednesday and another fascinating social with the new XR Medical and Healthcare Team Project on Friday. And that meeting of world builders, building those worlds for education, educators, students, research, and more is next Friday. It's coming up this Friday, sorry. Educators in VR is a member organization dedicated to the integration of immersive technologies in education. And they're looking for volunteers to support their more than 600 free events in VR and the upcoming month-long conference called Univirtual Experience. More information on this conference will be coming soon, so stay tuned.
Next Saturday, just before news and updates, there is another 80s disco at the Blitz Ballroom, taking us back to what felt like a safer but crazier time as we rock out to disco and meet up with others.
Indeed. Now, there are just so many events and just so little time. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. There are events that are on the events calendar for you to check out and RSVP. And when you do, you will get a notification by email an hour before the event to remind you so you do not miss a moment. And when it comes to not missing anything, Donna, please take a look around.
Hang on a sec. I need my other mouse, whatever. Yes. Balloons. Why balloons?
Well, it's
Well,
somebody's
there's balloons
birthday.
everywhere. What?
It happens to be earlier this week. It was Donna's birthday. So
My
please,
birthday
we're gonna,
is.
doesn't matter. Close enough. We're going to unmute. I would like everybody to unmute and join us in a great
Oh
VR
my
round,
gosh, I
Altspace
see
round
flowers.
of happy birthday to Donna. Are you ready?
What?
Happy birthday
Day
to
to you.
Sing.
Happy birthday to
Birthday
Oh, you
to
guys.
you.
Happy
What is
birthday,
that?
Dear
Donna.
Donna, happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
Oh, you guys,
Yay.
this is so sweet of you. Okay, so I have to tell you that I don't remember when Laurel's birthday is, and Mark told me it was Laurel's birthday, so I was expecting something.
Nope.
Nice one, though.
Yours.
Oh,
Yay,
you guys are
Donna.
so sweet. Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Yay.
Oh, thank you very
Yay.
much.
All right,
Oh,
and
wow.
now we're going to leave it up. You can enjoy it for the rest of the show. So now we're going to roll on to our discussion. Donna, you want to hit us with it? What are we talking about?
Well, you guys
I
have
should
taken
just
my
switch
breath
mics.
away. I'm actually not sure whether I can
All
or
right.
not.
Oh, you get your breath together. All right. So our news and updates team is extraordinarily passionate about world building, if you haven't noticed. This is our I think it's the fourth news studio iteration for the news and update show, designed and developed by Mark, our producer. I founded the Wednesday World Tours with my amazing team, including Karen 666 and Karen and Diamond and everybody in here several years ago. And Donna works with world builders to design and develop event worlds for educators in VR and for herself and for all the different events and things she produces. Our support team are all world builders here, including Lance, who designed a couple amazing worlds for the holidays. Love that. And is hide, fly, and seek one. And Karen 666, whose worlds on climate change and pollution are so highly educational and just so popular. They're amazing. And Ancient I won't say, whose work on the MREs like the Stargate and the Earthquake Machine, as well as his new Alt Space VR Unity uploader, are all pushing the boundaries of what's possible here. So while I hit the raise hand, Donna, you want to tell us what our question is, please?
I know. We know. Many of you in the audience are also dedicated to world building, right? Isn't it one of the greatest things for creative people to express? What brings us this? This is what brings us today's discussion. What do you wish you knew before you started building that you know now? And I know you guys have things like that, oh, I wish I would have known this back then, right? So tell us what it is.
Oh, the lessons. Lance, what do you wish that you knew then that you know now?
Well, the big thing that I wish I knew then that I know now is how many kits you should actually use, because you don't want to get carried away and then realize you have too many kits there. You're like, but too much detail. And you're like, yeah, that's the point. Too much detail.
How many
'Cause that was
kits
the
is
problem with my
appropriate?
first world. 5.
Yep. How many? 5? Okay. Why?
Because they all load inside your headset. Whatever's in there loads in your headset.
Yes. So the thing that I wish we all learned, and I did it as well, is every time you add one item from a kit, the whole kit loads in your headset. The more kits, the more crap in your head. I wish that was true. It's also true in the real life, but it is. So yeah, 5 is the recommendation because it completely overloads. So good, excellent tip. Yes,
Can I-
indeed.
Can
love
I
that.
say something in conjunction with
Uh-huh.
that, Laurel? Is
Sure.
that okay?
Mhm.
So the one thing I learned about that, which Allspace has made uber easy for us now by putting diagnostics and icon to diagnostics right inside the editor panel, is every time you wonder, should I add this kit or not? Find the kit. So first of all, check your diagnostics. What is the size of your world? Then go find the kit and add just a single item from that kit. Then go check your diagnostics again, and you will literally know what the size of that kit is. So if it's a reasonable size and it's part of your plan, you can add more kit items. Okay, so 5 is recommended, but if a kit is really low poly, you may get away with a few more kits because it's a conjunction of kits and size of the world that actually contribute to the user's experience. So that's what I learned.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good advice. Stanners, 1, you're up.
Thank you. So I just firstly want to say thank you for featuring the world of the squibbles because that's all mine, and I'm really, really happy that,
You're
that it's
welcome.
here. It's just really made my day. But what I wish I'd known before I'd built that was the So I built it from like the basic template, the blue one. I can't remember what it's called, but apparently, I think Lance was telling me
Cool
that
sky.
that's the one, Cool Sky. I didn't realize that if it's on the grid, that's like literally like in a cave or at the bottom of the world. So when I was placing things under the grid, I couldn't like remove them, and I was having to delete stuff, and it was really hard work. So I wish I'd known just to raise everything up, a lot higher before starting that. But I've learned now.
Wow.
Great tip.
Yeah, great tip. We have all done that. When you have a template, which is the first thing you start with is some form of a template, and you're already at the bottom, you can't go under it. So yeah, that's great. Yes, indeed. Oh, great lesson. Thank you. And great world. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Scourge, Anthony, you're up.
Yeah, one thing I wish I learned pretty quickly though, is there is a backups feature. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yep.
All right, I don't know if you heard what I said before.
Yes, backup feature.
Yeah, because needed that in my first world, but then learned pretty quick that it was there.
You want to tell people how to access it?
Yeah, from the world editor, I think just from the alt space menu, there is
says
just right up there.
Says backups.
Yeah. I don't think it's.
And you have an
under any
opportunity.
I don't think it's buried
not
anywhere, right?
Nope, it's its own thing. And you can make AltSpace automatically does a backup, but it's best to have your own backup when you're ready to make a major shift. And you can date them or number them, or you can actually assign them a name. And it really, really helps when you bugger something really, really up. There is no undo. So the backup is definitely, that's a brilliant one.
Can I ask a question about that? When you name them, so if you're on the website, if you go into edit and you actually name them, do you see the name in world when you click on backups so you guys, there's a tip, name your backups, because you can have all the backups you want. If you don't have them named, not so helpful. You can still go, right? So it just still helps to go to the website and edit them.
By default, by default, they're dated. And you can see them on the website. You can also see them in world. And so you save them in world, you can save them on the website. Both
I guess
equal.
a quick tip for that.
Yeah.
Too is that only backs up what is in the world, not the template. So if you're a Unity builder, keep your Unity project backed up on your disk drive, because that is not part of the AltSpace backup.
Right. Only world editor items. Good. Excellent tip. Anyone else have some great tips to add? Should I say superhero?
Well, if you're building using Unity, be it kits or templates, you are using some version control software, like Git, for example, to actually do some sort of backups for your Unity project, because it is easy to mess up the Unity project, like deleting the asset. Yeah, you definitely wanted to keep, and that's usually non-reversible. But if you have some version control software, you can roll it back to a prior state before you messed up.
Excellent advice. GitHub is, GitHub is invaluable. We need some classes to teach people how to use it. It is absolutely invaluable for all kinds of projects and things, not just coding.
Git is sort of the underlying software, and GitHub is more like a framework, a hosting service that uses Git. You can use Git without GitHub if you want to keep your project private, or maybe have another bare storage, online storage. So you may or may not use GitHub. Up to you.
Up to you, but still, it's absolutely invaluable. Thank you. All right. Anyone else have a tip that they wish to share that we have just time for one or two? While we're waiting for somebody, my number one thing is always when you spawn it, you build the world, you spawn into the world multiple times, and really pay attention to where you land. One, make sure you're not facing a wall. You can turn the spawn point around, you can move the spawn point, but really pay attention to what is the first thing that people see when they come into the world. It is just so that first impression helps makes them move forward. And if you ever see people all landing in a world, when we do our world tours, we're bringing in like 30 people. They all stay right on the spawn point because there isn't anything in the world to move them forward. They just sit there and they all land on top of each other. So give people a reason to move forward. All right, Mike, you're up.
Hey, so this one's probably going to sound really silly. It's probably because it should have been obvious. But I know the first time I tried building a custom world from Unity is learning that physics don't automatically apply. Particularly, when you've maybe first learned to world build using AltSpace. Obviously, most worlds that you generate from the templates, you pretty much land on the spawn point and you don't fall into infinity. So that led me into a false sense of security when I first built something in Blender and brought it into Unity to think, oh, I'll stick this in, I'll put all my textures on, I'll upload it to AltSpace. Load it in on my headset, and then for many hours and many iterations, I fell straight through the floor and I was like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Even worse, on the Oculus Go, when you do fall into infinity, your view resets. So getting to the menu was an experience. And then many hours later, I finally gave up, went on Discord for some help, finally read the manual, if you like. And I learned the all-important.
Last resort for so many of us. Yes.
Absolutely. Oddly enough, it was Mark of all people, one of his results that mentioned about box physics. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. And suddenly, upload that, it works. And yeah, it's that thing where you hang your head in shame, you think, this answer was right there. So, important thing, Discord is your best friend.
Yay! I think that is absolutely the best advice. The Space VR official Discord with all of those world building channels, Scourge is on there. I know Mike's on, all these people, Mark's on there all the time. They're there to help. You get the best advice possible. So I think that's the best advice. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. I love it.
Yes.
All right. I love all these tips. They're just wonderful. That is it for us for the news and updates this week. Thank you for being here every week to share the latest updates from around the AltSpace VR community. We live stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with all the past episodes to learn more about the AltSpace VR events, projects, news, our history, and community activities.
When news you need to know happens, share it in our news and updates Discord so you can get the news through a clutter of information. Please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels so others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace VR as well.
We do this for you for free. We are not AltSpace VR employees. Our team works hard each week to gather the news and the information to help our community keep up with everything going on here in AltSpace.
It's a great team, and we'd love your help. If you would like to join the news and updates team, please let us know after the show. We need every ability and talent, and we'll help train you in event hosting, management, and moderation. This is our show as much as is yours, and we'd love for you to be a part of it.
Now, we're going to hang around after the news to answer your questions and talk about what you're doing in AltSpace VR. So stick around. We'd love to talk to you.
And thanks, as always, to our news updates volunteers and moderators that help make this event such a success. We cannot do this without you, so thank you. In all these uncertain times, please stay for the world. next week.
And happy birthday, Donna. Happy
Thank
belated.
you.